Hello, I'm Stan Watowich, CEO and founder of Ridgeline Therapeutics, talking to you from Johnson & Johnson J-Labs down here in Houston. Hope everyone is safe, healthy during these, shall we say, unsettling times. Appreciate you taking the time and trouble to listen, and I hope you enjoy what we have to tell you about this great company that we're running. The disclosures are here. Let's jump right into it. What are we trying to do? In a nutshell, we want you, your loved ones, your kids, to live better, fitter, stronger. How are we going to do this? Well, you do have a choice. You can let your muscles decay, and as they do, your entire health falls apart. Or you can try to keep your muscles strong and healthy. And the only way right now to do that is by resistance exercise. Down at the bottom here, you see these charts. And unfortunately, all of us, men, women, doesn't matter, we lose muscle strength continually after about the age 35. Muscle strength on these graphs are measured by a simple instrument. Squeeze it, tells you your grip strength. It correlates quite nicely. On the panel over to the side here, right here, we're showing hand grip strength using this type of instrument. And there have been a number of studies that show that different individuals, different strengths. Everyone's losing muscle strength. As you hit about age 60, the loss of strength decreases rapidly. And those of you who are in the lower quartile of muscle strength have a much greater 30% higher mortality for men, 40% higher mortality for women of dying. It's not so spectacular. That's a great motivation to keep up your exercise, even as most of us are sheltering in place. Let me turn off my camera. You've seen me enough, and let's see with the slides. So what happens as we age? Well, we lose muscle strength. What does that cause? That results in a number of diseases, one of which is hip fractures. All right? We all hear, don't let grandma slip on the ice. She might break a hip. That's not just good advice. That's critical advice. In the U.S. alone, we suffer approximately 300,000 hip fractures a year. The shocking thing is, men who suffer a hip fracture, 1 year mortality rate of about 27%. Women are a little bit less, but they still have a very high mortality rate. So if you suffer a hip fracture, you have approximately 1 in 3 chance of dying that first year. So given a choice between cardiac bypass surgery when you're over the age of 60 versus a hip fracture, take cardiac bypass. Right? This is just one of the many, many problems that your decaying muscles cause. Hip fractures, falls, cardiovascular, general wellness issues. You can't pick up your grandchildren anymore. You can't go on hikes with your loved ones. On and on. Our goal is to do something about it. There's nothing out in the market to prevent muscle degeneration. That's what's happening. Your muscles are degenerating as you age. I don't care how much you work out, your muscles are falling apart. Why is this? Well, this is a graph, quick schematic showing what happens and how your muscles typically should work. When you're young, in your 30s, 20s, early 40s, your muscle fibers continually suffer insults. They rip, they tear. But sitting on your muscle fibers, on your skeletal muscle fibers, are muscle stem cells. When you suffer injury, micro tears to your muscle fibers, these stem cells get activated and they begin a repair process. And they fuse back into the injured muscle fiber, repairing it, allowing it to grow. As you get older, you don't lose muscle stem cells. They're still on your muscle fibers. They just do not work. We make them work. We make your elderly, muscle stem cells reactivate in response to injury. So this is some proof of concept data in a mouse model of muscle regeneration. These are old mice corresponding to 60 plus old humans. 2-week treatment. We can improve peak muscle strength by 70%. Think about it. You go to the gym, you can lift 70% more weight than you could without treatment. That is huge. There's no change in body weight. How does this happen? Well, we are increasing the size of your muscle fibers in either 24-month-old mice, 27-month-old mice. Again, these are very old individuals, 60, 70-year-old humans. The muscle fibers increase by 35 to 70%. We're getting bigger fibers because we're enabling these fibers to repair. We're reactivating the muscle stem cells. The fibers can regenerate. We know this because when we look at muscle stem cells and how many now are fusing to the damaged muscle fibers, we see the number of activated muscle stem cells that are participating in repair increase by 100%, doubling the number of muscle stem cells. In addition to simply activating muscle stem cells, we are causing additional improvements in the quality of your old muscle. We're reducing the intramuscular fat by 50%. Your muscle quality is better. You no longer have these flabby fat muscles. We improve mitochondrial respiratory function. That has massive implications for insulin sensitivity as you age. So who are we looking to help? Well, we're looking to help, obviously, all elderly people, but we're going to launch into the hip fracture market. Why? Because of the massive mortality rates suffered by people after a hip fracture. We are looking to improve their recovery rates, speed the recovery from hip fracture, get them out of the hospital, get them moving, prevent them, 1, from dying, prevent them, 2, from going into assisted living, since currently 90% of individuals who suffer a hip fracture go into assisted living. We're looking to prevent that. So that's our target launch market. It's a well-controlled market. There are many cases in the US, even more cases in the European Union and Japan. After we hit the market for hip fracture, you can see we can expand it to sarcopenia, which is extreme muscle degeneration in elderly, and eventually into a prophylactic care. We want to prevent people from losing muscle as they age. That's our market. 54 million today, growing by an extra third over the next 10 years. That's massive, massive markets. Competition, essentially none. It's not quite true. Novartis is trying a monoclonal antibody in phase 2 trials. Stem cell therapies aren't really a competition. They're very expensive and they're unproven. We are a small oral drug, cost of goods and service, very minimal, once daily pill to regenerate muscle stem cells. That's what we're going for. High rate of return. You can look at this slide at your leisure and we can discuss it. But right now we are poised for phase 1 clinical trials and we're looking for an investment to move us from our proof of concept and our GLP studies into phase 1 clinical trials. That's what your investment is going to get you. It's going to get you that phase 1 data, which would be prime to exit if we decide that's the best strategy to a pharma company. We have a great experienced launch team. Myself, Neil, Harshni, Lisa, Joseph is kind of the core of this group. We know what we're doing, done it before. Massive group of really talented scientific advisors, experts in geriatric diseases, aging, space, metabolic function. That's who we are. We hope you would like more information. Happy to provide it. Numbers are here. Give us a call. We look forward to talking. We look forward to helping you age stronger, better, healthier. Thank you.